Is Tom about to win the Golden Boot and send us on our way to the Europa League?
Oh, yes!
Hello and welcome back to another episode as part of the Corners of Europe Challenge, and welcome back to Las Palmas, where in today's episode we have got two games coming up. The first against Valencia away from home, and then we return in our final game of our second season here in the Estadio de Gran Canaria, where we will play against Athletic Pamplona Osasuna. It will be a very, very good episode we've got coming up here today. One win is what separates us from the Europa League once again. It's a very, very close league table at the moment. If we go and take a look, the highest we can finish is fourth place today. Atletico Madrid are playing. We can also go and overtake Sevilla, but we don't really want to. We want to stay in this sixth or seventh spot. That is because the teams who are contesting these spots, there's a massive gap you can see. So we are pretty much guaranteed some sort of European football, but wherever it is, we'll have to see. The extra Europa League spot has dropped down because Real Madrid won the Copa del Rey. So it will come to sixth and seventh, as you can already see there, and the fifth place will probably go to us as well for the Champions League. We have I don't know who's in the Champions League final, but I know the Europa League final is Man United. And who else was it? It was Man United and someone else. This final is the repeat of last year's final between RB Leipzig and Real Madrid. So Madrid are in that final there. It was between Man United and Roma, I'm fairly certain, in the Europa League, but obviously we had a team in the semi-final in Sevilla, and then over in the Conference League, we'll go and take a look at what's going on there, see if that coefficient is being boosted by anyone. We've got in the final Atletico Madrid and Karpaty from Ukraine. That's nice to see that they've managed to get there, but yeah, Atletico Madrid have made that final. It looks like they could be set to go on and win it, so the coefficient's boosted by that. We play two teams who are contesting these spots. It doesn't look like Osasuna are actually, but it's Valencia which will be the important game. We need one win, and if that win comes against Valencia, then we are guaranteed to go into the top six spot and even seventh place. They can't catch up to us at all. We would need two losses today and two Valencia wins to be overtaken by Celta Vigo and Valencia. We have beaten Celta Vigo twice this season, if I'm not mistaken. We beat them. We had a draw here at home and then away from home. I know we've had two draws, so that's balanced out. So we just need the wins today, get straight into it, and we're going to reflect on our season, and then we go into the summer where we're going to look to make some transfers, strengthen this team in the bid to try and win the Europa League finally. It's the first game of the day against Valencia. So the team for this game against Valencia starts with Barrenuevo in goal, backline of Katrankov, Alex Moral and Diaz, Regal, Royo and Iram in the middle. We've got Armic on the left, Aaron on the right, and Tom up top, who's on 26 league goals, a few goals today. Don't know if this striker, no, he isn't injured, but a few strikers today, and he could go and get the Golden Boot in La Liga. What an achievement that would be. 35 goals in a season. Let's see if he can go and do it. Kick off here in this game against Valencia. As we said, a win here today would guarantee us Europa League football. Once again, we would go back into the competition where we made a quarter final this year. Obviously disappointing we couldn't do better than we did, but I think a semi-final, or a quarter-final I should say, where we only lost 2-1 very narrowly to Sevilla, who did lose their semi-final, I must say, to Man United. I think it was a very, very close game it was when I checked, but only a 2-1 loss, not the worst result at all for us, so I think we can't be too disappointed. There's still things this team has to improve on, we have to work on, but when we bring in those new additions, we will be on our way to finally winning it if we go and continue to play how we did, especially in that home game as well. We weren't too good in the first leg when we were away from home. We just weren't up to how we should be playing, but apart from that, I think we were playing quite well, and there was not much cause for complaint really. So I think there is things to improve on. There's players who will need to bring in. Obviously, Aaron will most likely be leaving us. I don't know if we put a clause in the contract. I'm not too sure. If we did an optional fee, no, we didn't. So that's something we miss out on. We could have got a very low price for him, but he does have quite a high market value. Probably out of our spending budget. I think he's registered like 20 goals and assists this season. Yeah, 26 goals and assists. He has definitely improved, become a very, very good player. One player who has become very good is Tom. Just look at those stats: 43 goals and assists. And that reminds me, someone who used to get numbers like that, Yaroslav Shevchenko. Is he still with Shakhtar? He is. He's put up only 19 goals and assists though. That is a shame. Shakhtar went out in the. Did they make it out of the group? I would have liked to have thought they made it out of the group. I think they made a round of 16 and just missed out on penalties, which was very, very unlucky. But imagine they'd have won that, another quarter final. Very, very impressive. But he's still there. They're still trying to build a team with all the players that have left and the money that they brought in. It's just a shame they sold them for such little fees. When I sold Lind, for example, we could have sold him at 20, 30 million like the new manager's done, but no, we sold him for a really high fee, got a lot of money, and particularly with the amount of investment being decreased by the owner, because he decreased it before we won the Champions League, but he still decided to do it. I just think it's a bit of a silly decision, but I'm sure they'll get back up to scratch. Maybe we play them at some point. I mean, they are always in the Champions League, but it could be something that does happen as Luke Hume does get in behind here, the star man at Valencia, and makes it 1-0 here in this game for them. Now, if we do lose this game, all hope is not lost. Obviously, we do play against Osasuna at home. And the table will update now, so you can take a look. A win for Valencia in that next game would take them up to 65, but we would go up to 68. And Sevilla also have got a game. We can move up to 5th place, but we don't really want that to happen. Ideally, we do just want to get that Europa League spot. If anything, I'd like a Conference League spot, because imagine winning the Conference League and then going on to win the Europa League. That would be a really good thing, but that was supposed to happen last year until the spots dropped down. That was the plan all along. We were going to win the Conference League and then go and go into the Europa League next year, or the year coming up now, but I guess not. But we still made a quarter final. We made it into that elite group of teams that I was on about yesterday, and now we just need to get those fine margins, those little differences, those types of players who will give us those edges over the other teams, and we will become the best in those elite 8. It is going to be Man United by the looks of it who win it, which makes a lot of sense. They went 8 out of 8 in the league phase. Very, very good team. Tom's in behind here. It's a save from the Valencia goalkeeper to deny him though. They topped the league phase, did very, very well. They've won a load of Europa Leagues in recent years, but they won't be there next year should they win it, because they might even get into the Champions League if they lose it. That's obviously because the winner of the Europa League moves up, and we won't see them for at least a season unless no, we wouldn't see them at all for a season, and then it depends on where they qualify, or if they win the Champions League, then that's when we'd see them again. But I would ideally not like to. They are a very, very good team, and it feels like some of the other teams, Sevilla, for example, who made a semi-final, Dynamo Kiev potentially, Roma, they all feel like teams who we could have beat, but we just didn't get the edge on the day over Sevilla. In a few seasons' time, those are the types of games that we'll be looking at and thinking, are these the games where we have to be doing better in? Are we doing better in them? And then that will be a measure of whether or not we have gone and improved in our time in the last few years over that time of progression. So I've just seen something here. Is that Marcel? Yeah, it is Marcel, who has become a very, very elite player. By the looks of it, as you can see, some really good qualities. He's got up to 100 million market value. He came on loan with us, and he was in the season where we weren't in a final, in the in-between season. Nice to see him playing here today, but we want to go and ideally score on him. Tom plays the ball across, but no one's there. It falls to Trankov here, who's being pressed by Luke Hume, who's already on 2 goals here, and he wins the ball back, but plays it into no man's land there. Very, very, elite player. here, Lukium, an English international as well, so he has scored. I think he scored, I don't even know how many goals. Yeah, as you can see, 70 caps, 44 goals already at 26 years of age. One thing I noticed with these new gens is that they are incredible internationally. They just play so many games, 70 appearances already at 26 years of age. That's very, very impressive stuff. I mean, Harry Kane has only just hit 100 at 31. That's very impressive. Tom's in behind here for 2-1, and he gets a goal, and it's a contest now between Luke Hume and Tom to see who can score the most goals here in this game. He gets a goal to make it 2-1 here, pull a goal back, and keeps our Europa League. I mean, it's not hopes because I think we're going to do it, but he just keeps our, automatic spot and getting in here straight away. Them hopes alive. Celta Vigo have gone ahead of us on goal difference. That's because we went 2-0 down and they are 5-0 up in the first half. What a game to go and do that in. We did finish 7th last year, so it would be nice to see us finish 6th, but at the end of the day, we just want to finish in a Europa League spot. We have been 6th pretty much all year. You can go and take a look at the graph and how it looks. We've been 6th literally for ages. As you can see here, we were 5th there. We've dropped no lower since we kind of got into these spots than 6th place. So we've been really consistent in this spot. And to finish 7th would be a bit annoying. But at the end of the day, we've just been focusing on getting wins, getting results, and coming away with the position that we need. The teams around us have caught up a little bit. Valencia are now 3 points away. They were like 9 before, so it's a bit frustrating. But at the end of the day, we can't complain if we do get that Europa League spot and we complete the job that we set out to do here in this game and in these final 2 games and in this season overall. Valencia coming on the attack down this right side. It's a square ball in. The shot goes in, and that is 3-1 here to Valencia. Tom did get a goal, but since then we've just switched off, and they have got a goal to make it 3-1 and running away with this game. Here is Tom going to come up and be the hero. If he does get 2 more goals, then he would tie the current leader of the La Liga goal scoring charts. So it would be nice for him to go and get a few more here. Is that this the player? I think it is, and it's Cisse, I think he's called, the player who we're looking at. Real Madrid with some absolutely elite players, but Tom, I must say, on his debut season, 35 goals, and that's not in like little competitions, by the way. That's 34 goals across the league and Europa League. Absolutely incredible player. I told you, he had a very slow start with us. He did have a slow start, it can't be denied, but what did he do? He went and fought for his spot and has done absolutely incredibly. Here's Tressel Lualua Mazungu. He's scored against us. You've heard about him so many times already. I really want to bring him in because you just see his name's sick and he's just a really good player. He just can't stop scoring against us, and I don't really fancy every time we go and play against Zaragoza that he just keeps scoring against us. But in terms of additions that we make in the summer, maybe we bring him and bring him in. I don't know who particularly at the moment who we bring in. Potentially another defender. We could be looking at another midfielder. Maybe just strengthen the pitch all over as Alex gets sent off here and makes our job that a little bit harder now that he has been sent off. I think we'll go and bring one of the midfielders off. Probably bring on off Iram there. Bring on Bergstaller into the defence. Leaves us a little without the extra attacking option, but at least it's not the worst structure that we could be setting up with. Very frustrating that he's done that. But yeah, in terms of additions, there is a few players I'm considering to bring in. We've got, as it stands, around 25 million in the bank and quite a bit of wage budget as well to go alongside that. Whether or not the chairman puts a bit more money into that, I don't know, but we will have to see. But I think we're in a good position in terms of financially. They obviously had this tycoon takeover, which we'll go and look to use. But I think we've made some decent signings up to now. The likes of Aaron, Tom, Katrankov, Alvarez. They've all been really, really good players. But we just need to continue to strengthen this team going into our next Europa League phase, if we do make another Europa League phase, that is, as we are 3-1 down here and a loss in the next game. No pressure now that a win is required, or even a point. A point would be enough in that game, but we would ideally like to go and get the 3 points in our final home game of the season. But yeah, we just need to focus on completing this, go into the pre-season. I don't know what is the date at the moment. Is it 20? Yeah, it's 2045, so there there is no international football, which will be good for us in terms of we don't have many players going, but because if we want to sign players and they may be going, we obviously want to bring in some real elite players. And I think a lot of the brand we have is a lot of wonder kids as well. We've got to be considerate with that, the fact of bringing those players in, and that the fact they'll be playing international football. All these things we have to consider. Maybe we won't have to consider the Europa League though. If we continue to play like this, we're 4-1 down here against Valencia. You've got to remember this was a team who was really struggling. I think it was at the start of this year, and now have climbed up and have done very, very well to get into this position. I think it's our biggest loss all year, if I'm not mistaken. We could go and decrease the deficit if we can go and get a few goals here in this game and make it a bit less of an embarrassing scoreline. Make a few changes here, potentially to rest a few of the boys going into that all-important final game of the season. But yeah, it has been a bit of a frustrating one. I'm not going to lie. It's a shame we've conceded. Did Luke Hume score that goal? Did he or not? No, he hasn't. But he's been involved in 3 of the goals. So we've not stopped his threat very well at all. Need to be better when we go into Europa League and stuff like that. The teams will probably be different. The Europa League's an interesting one because you get a really weird variety of teams. It's basically the middle ground of all European football. You get some really elite teams, but also some teams who we can easily get results against. It'll be interesting to see who those teams are. Obviously, at the end of last year, we qualified before the end of the season. I think it was, the final game of the season. We were already qualified by. I don't think it's going to be the case here. Whether or not I don't know. I'm not sure if we beat Valencia in the home game, but whether or not we did, that could be a decisive factor. As we do go 5-1 down potentially here, it's been quite the embarrassment. I'm not going to lie, but I guess we're just too focused on the fact that we've pretty much already made that Europa League spot, that we've got a bit too carried away. We literally just need. I don't even know if it goes down to goal difference. Goal difference would be a problem for us if we do lose our game, but against the Osasuna team, who, what is their result at the moment? Are they playing at the moment? Doesn't look like it. It should be a game that we can get a result in. We should be able to beat them at home as well. There's a big gap between us in terms of points. Should be a game that we get a result in. I've just seen, by the way, if you look at the top of the table, I know it's a bit blurry, but if you look at the top, Real Sociedad are playing against Barcelona, and it's a draw at the moment. Real Madrid have done their bit to try and catch up to set on 79 points, so the title could go to anyone, and a win in that game for any of the teams would pretty much confirm their league title. So that is a game to keep a close eye on. What a game it is as well, to pretty much end the season on a title decider at the Anoeta, or it's not even the Anoeta anymore, it's the Real Sociedad Real San Sebastian Stadium, which is crazy to think about, really. Anoeta, very, very historic stadium. It's quite a new stadium as well, so I don't know why they replaced it so early, but I guess they did. We're going to look to make a few changes here at the end of this game. I would ideally like to come away with an extra goal. I would not like the scoreline to be 4-1, rather it be 4-2. That's a bit more of a dignifying result in the end for us. We're going to make some changes here in this game. The final changes, not really too much more we can do. Obviously, we had that red card, which was caused us a few problems. That's probably why we are 4-1 down here in this game. We just lost a grasp over it, and we've not been able to get back into it, even at 3-1 down. There was still a chance that we could have got back into it, but that red card and then the extra goal. I mean, Alex, he's not a natural centre-back, but, he's kind of lost his space in the middle. We do play him at centre-back, but, it's just a lack of discipline at the end of the day. Valencia absolutely outclassed us. They've made this final day that little bit more interesting, but we might already be qualified, to be honest. We'll have to go and see if we get that email or not. Down to 7th place for the first time all season, pretty much, which is, it's a shame. It is a shame, but I'm sure on the last day we'll go and see what we can do. It's been the Valencia show all over. Luke Hume completes his hat-trick. It's been a tough one. It has been a tough one. We've had 18 minutes pretty much of Valencia highlights. Let's just go and get into the final day. It's not the best result, is it? And finally, the team for this game against Osasuna starts with Barrenueva in goal, backline of Katrankov, Bergstaller, Morel and Diaz. Regal, Royal, Iram in the middle. We've got Armic on the left, Aaron on the right and Tom up top. Kick off here in this game against Osasuna. There's an early chance and we go 1-0 down and we make our life just that little bit harder, why don't we? On the final day of the season, a reminder that we need just a point from this game to qualify for the Europa League, but at the same time, that point is looking very, very difficult to get if we're not going to come away with the result. Sevilla are playing against Valencia, so hopefully Sevilla can come up and get a result there. We need a point at a minimum, assuming that Valencia win their game, but should they drop points, then we would be fine. A loss would be good, but we don't want a loss. We've already had 8. We started the season really, really well, but in our second half, we had a really good second half last year, the second best in the whole league, but it's been different this year. Tom's in the middle there, he hits the woodwork, unlucky to not get another goal onto his tally and trying to win this golden boot. Real Madrid are playing. We're looking at Sekou Cisse is the player who is going to potentially win the golden boot. It's 29, but Tom is on 27, and then Luke Hume as well. We ended that game 6-1 against Valencia because I think it's just one of those days, and a very big off day for us at the end of the day. We just didn't get up to speed, and we don't come away with the result, but we can't complain too much. We did it to ourselves. We were just poor, and we'll go and bounce back hopefully in this game. How was the game between Valencia and Sevilla going? Still a draw as well is enough to drop points, is enough for us, so that's good. But it's a bit annoying that it has to come to this position, because we could literally be clear of Celta Vigo, but they've found themselves in a good bit of form, taking over. Tom's in behind, he's put it wide. If that's what we're doing today, if that's what day it's going to be today, then that's going to be so annoying. One goal is what separates us from winning, from winning a place in the Europa League. I don't know what I was trying to get out there, but yeah, from getting a place into the Europa League next year. Katrankov, we're playing well, we're putting on the pressure. Katrankov down this left side squares it. Idam is there, it's cleared. I want to give some instructions to Tom. I'd absolutely love him to get a hat trick in this game. 30 goals. When was the last time that happened? He's already got it. Never mind. I told him to shoot more often, and I don't know how his form's been. I know he scored a hat trick recently, which is why he's got so many goals, as you can see there. But it's not actually been the best form, really. I mean, in his last 5 he scored 5 goals in his last 7 games. So I would argue that's not insane form, but he did get a hat trick. But without that hat trick, it'd only be 2 in 7. So I guess that's not incredible, but at the same time, still not bad. 30 minutes gone in this game. There's a chance here for Osasuna. The ball goes back in, and Barrenuevo is able to get there in the end. 30 minutes gone. Are we going to find a goal before half time, or will it be the late show here in our final game at home of the season? Tom is in behind here. Can he beat his man? Lovely touch in behind for 1-1. Tom shoots, and he does get the goal. And could Tom be about to win the Euro? I can't get my words out today. Is Tom about to win the Golden Boot and send us on our way to the Europa League? He's not about to win the Europa League. I think he could be our Europa League winning striker, because in 5 years' time we'll be 31. If he continues to put up numbers like this, then no reason why he can't. Cisse has scored, so that would mean that Tom's got to get another 2 goals here, or I don't know if it's equal, then everyone gets the Golden Boot. Like the top people get the Golden Boot. So 2 goals as long as Cisse doesn't score, and that would be enough for Tom to win a Golden Boot. But I think the even crazier thing is the fact that he gets 30 goals on his debut season, £15 million down the drain, and Tom, he scores again. What a result it would be if we could pull that off. But even if he doesn't, it's been an incredible season with him up top. He is a clinical striker, bullet headers. What more could you ask from him, really? Can we get another chance here? Idam could play out to Aaron, his final game for the club, potentially down this right side. He's advancing with it. Can he look to find a square ball? He's taking it all the way to the byline. He squares it. It's gone off the post somehow. Tom was inside. He was over the line, but he wasn't able to get the ball over the line, which was the most important thing. This result is enough as it stands. Even if Valencia do go on and score, a point would be a good enough result for us. We would like to come away with that win, though. As we say, at home against a team who we should be beating realistically, it would be nice. Barrenuevo goes down the line into Regal over the top. It's into Royo, who could find a ball through, and Tom is 1-on-1. You know what he's going to do from here. Tom with the shot. He doesn't. That's quite surprising, really. You thought you would put all your money on that. He would have put that away, but I guess not. I think he missed a chance like that in the last game as well. Potentially just not his day in terms of those chances. Armic plays a ball in near post. Who's there? Moral goes up for it, but nothing comes from it. We're playing against Urrutia today, which is nice to see him. Obviously, he's departed the club now, but was there in the first few days as we go into the second half here. Cisse scored, Cisse's not scored, no, Lozano scored, that's nice to see. Vigo are also drawing, so a win would take us back up to 6th place here in this game. And also, Sevilla have scored, yeah, Sevilla have scored, so we need to just go and get a goal, and if we get a goal, we finish 6th place, we improve on last season, we would finish on 68 points, which would be an absolutely incredible tally to finish on, but we still have a bit of work to do here. What did we finish on last year? That's one thing, because I feel like it might have been in the 50s, or it might have been 60 points, something like that. Last year it was 60 points. That's because we were quite far off 6th place, to be fair. I don't know what it will be. Will it be 63 for Valencia for 7th place? Let's go and take a look. We are 7th place on 66, so clearly a big difference. But we're in that top group. We made 7th place, but with a big gap to 6th place. So there's been an improvement there in terms of our domestic football. I think there has been. We've been very consistent all year round. We've had a bad spell of form in the last few games, say the last 10 games or so. But apart from that, we've been very, very good. We've got points where we needed to, just picked away at the league, and that is why we currently sit in a Europa League spot as it stands. Maybe not though, as Osasuna do get a goal here in this game, but as it still stands, we are going to stay in this 7th place position. That is frustrating, because in this game we really could be on to, we could have gone and got the result that we need. That would have been taken us up to 6th place and gone and surpassed Celta Vigo, but I guess not. We're going to make some changes here. Perez off. I want to bring on Crespin. He's not had too many minutes recently. We'll bring him on to that left side, and then I think in the middle we'll bring off Iram and bring on Iram Arias and see what we can do with those changes. I went on positive mentality, but apparently we're on the attacking, so I don't know why that's happened. We'll have to see if we can get 2 goals in this game, or is it going to be a frustrating final day at the Estadio de Gran Canaria, it must be said. But I think the thing we can take away, if anything, is the fact that 2 seasons ago this team, they finished 13th, and that was their highest finish in the last 20 years, and now we've finished 7th and 7th back to back as it stands. What an incredible result it will be if it does stand, and there's absolutely no cause for complaint really. When you put it into perspective, we don't have much to complain about, because we're on track for another Europa League finish. We might be in a bit of a bad spell of form, but at the end of the day, can we complain if we were playing like this? And this is what we're going to take into the Europa League. Then I don't think we can. There'll be those improvements that we make in the summer, but if whether or not it goes well next year, we can be very impressed with how we played here and to get into this position. Very, very impressive stuff. But at the same time, I'd like to get a result here against this Osasuna team. It doesn't look like the Golden Boot's going to happen for Tom. Cisse has scored another goal, so he's up to 31 goals, and Tom's on 38. So unless Tom can pull out 4 goals, that would mean one of 2 things. 1, that he'd win the Golden Boot, and 2, that we win this game and all my problems would go, apparently. But at the end of the day, it looks like we're set for that place. If Sevilla can hold on in their game, then we would be. It's been a very, very extended episode reflecting on this season, looking back on, our quarter-final, our performances, and just looking at where we can improve on. It's not been the best in terms of performances in these games, but we've still got, we can use that and that fact and, go and use it to say what we can improve on going into next year. Is there one final chance here in this game for us? Can Tom go and get himself some final goals in this season, in what has been an incredible one for him? 28 league goals, 8 in the Europa League, and he is going to finish the season at a minimum on 45 goals and assists for a striker. That is absolutely incredible numbers. I think the highest we've had is Shevchenko. I think he got up to 50 goals and assists one season. So Tom, in his first season, coming from a foreign country and playing like that, he's given Yaroslav Shevchenko competition in that, the team of the series that we're going to be making. And obviously the final episode of the Corners of Europe Challenge will be that kind of summary episode episode, and there will be a team of the series. And if Tom plays like this, then he gives himself a very, very good claim to go and get into it. Osasuna find themselves on the attack. Are these the final few moments of our La Liga season? Can we go and make it a good one? If it is going to be, they find themselves on the attack. Can we go and win this ball back, turn it over, set Tom in behind? It's as simple as that. And here it is, Arais. Can he find Tom? No, he doesn't. He's lost the ball, but it falls to Perez here. Perez, he's going to look for Tom. He's got him ahead of him. Will he find the pass? He plays it out wide to Aaron. Aaron squares it. Who's in there? It's Tom, but he's not able to do anything with it. It falls to Crespin. Here, where will he go? It falls to Arias with the shot, and we do get a goal. It's Iram Arias with his 9th of the season. That's not his 9th, by the way. It's 9, including his time in the non-competitive stuff. I think I don't know how he's got 9. I think yeah, it's the C team. Obviously been a player who we picked up from the youth academy and has been very, very good for us when he's come on. I've been impressed with some of these youngsters this year, and he does get what could be a very, very important goal. We go back to a draw, so that is Europa League guaranteed now, just even with that result that's going on in the other game with Valencia and Sevilla. But it doesn't look like there's going to be a late goal. The full-time whistle is going to go, and we have done it. We have made the Europa League once again. So there you have it. We finished 7th place, which is really kind of annoying. I think we do get the coefficient, if I'm not mistaken, so it does that we are in a Conference League spot as it stands, but I think it will drop down. Sevilla get Champions League, and Celta Vigo and obviously Las Palmas will get that. 8 losses, 12 draws, 18 wins. Very, very good stuff. I mean, our end to the season, if we go and filter the Europa League out, it wasn't the best. We kind of had most of our losses here. We had 7 of our losses here, I think, or 6 of them, yeah. But before that, we only had 2 losses. As you can see, in how many games is this? 8 games, 11 games, 13 games, 6 losses in 13. Not the best finish, but at the end of the day, even if it is Conference League, I would like to go and win that and go back into the Europa League the next year. But new addition in Tom, we played absolutely incredibly, and ultimately we've qualified for some more European football. So once again, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy that video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll leave you this little tune, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.